Hey everybody, Tommy here, World at War Comics. Tonight we're supposed to have John Santana on. He is the owner of Iron Age Comics, a great guy, a good friend of mine. We might have had a little bit of a mistake on the calendar. So if anybody was out there watching and was kind of wondering what was going on, that is the situation. I did try to reach out. I know he works quite a bit. So I thought in the meantime, what I would do is just kind of cover what he has going on. So he's done actually 2 Kickstarters in the past for the Haunted Box. And I'm going to share my screen just so you can see what this looks like. He has had 2 successful Kickstarters. They've done a 2 different versions of this. They did like an issue 1 and they've done an issue 2, and both of them look absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to try and find it real quick and just show you what it looks like. You could go to Kickstarter and you could type in the Haunted Box because that is where you will find it. In fact, what I'll do is I'll pull up, bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Sorry, I'm getting over, not even getting over, I'm in the middle of a cold. But anyways, this actually launched. Oh, let's see if there's a date on this one. It happened over a year ago. Oh yeah, October of 2022. And it was quite successful. You could see up here that they surpassed their goal nicely, which is super exciting. I think they had a $5,000 goal and they reached almost 9, which I think is absolutely fantastic. But you can see the art is just phenomenal. So I believe what we're going to talk about today is there is a retail version that is coming out of this. And we were going to talk a little bit more about that. So I'll have to give updates since John isn't on. But I did want to share with you all exactly what we were going to talk about today, and that is the Haunted Box. It was written, the team, let me scroll down here and show you the team. So John obviously is part of that. Mina, who is another writer that writes for Iron. Iron Age Comics. Let me see if I can find the team down here. Great writers, by the way. AC Medina, just an amazing team. Really enjoyed having them on in the past. It looks like I don't have access to everything, but man, what a great team. You could see some of the covers that they had here, which are pretty awesome. This cover A is dope, man. Absolutely incredible. That cover was done by Ryan Brown. And at the time, they had some signed copies. My understanding is now they are going to have a retail version that they're going to hit retail stores with. That's what we were going to talk about tonight. So I'll have John back on so we could kind of discuss that. But if you're not purchasing comics from ironagecomics.com, you should. Just an amazing publisher. They do a lot of really cool stuff. I've backed the last few Kickstarters that they've done, and the quality is just incredible. Like I said, John Santana is the owner and founder of Iron Age Comics, but he has Mina Elwell, who is a regular writer, and she is fantastic. And then AC Medina has done a couple different things with Iron Age as well. Another fantastic writer. Here is a cool cover that they did. I'm not sure which ones will be released in retail, but this is a Jason Ulrich cover. But the art looks absolutely fantastic. If you're into horror, this is a really, really cool title. Like I said, they have 2 volumes of it that have been released through Kickstarter, and they're going to go back to volume 1 with the retailer edition coming up, I assume, for October as we get into Halloween, which would make the most sense. But really cool stuff. So we were going to talk about this tonight and kind of go into it a little bit more depth. So we're going to have to get them back on here very soon to go over that, because I think that would be a lot of fun. I thought what we do too. So that's John Santana. That's everything that's happening over at Iron Age Comics. Like I said, give them a follow. Go to Iron Age Comics on all socials. What's up, Chris? If not, was tough. I agree with you, man. Head over to Iron Age Comics on Instagram, on X, all those different things. You're going to really like it. They just produce some really good quality stuff. And Chris, as you could see, absolutely agrees. Just really good stuff. So check them out. You could also go to ironagecomics.com and you could see a lot of the different titles that they have come out with. They do some pretty cool stuff. In fact, let me see if I could find the last comic that I purchased through them. I'm going to show it to you because it was pretty dope. Here it is. Let's see if I could pull it up. Bear with me real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull something up real quick. But yeah, just really good stuff. And then I thought what we would do too is, I don't know if you're all Mark Millar fans, but he just launched a Kickstarter as well. I had him on the last time he did a Kickstarter, so we'll try and get him on again to talk about it. But it looks awesome. So I want to show you this one. So when I was talking about the writers for Iron Age comics, AC Medina is one of them, and he's an awesome writer. The last Kickstarter that I backed is this one right here. We're going to go to the KRScomics.com where you could purchase a lot of stuff, but check out this Deadhead from AC Medina. This was a lot of fun. Gabriel Fonseca and Barrio Moreira were on art, and this thing was absolutely phenomenal. So they just produce really good, high-quality stuff. So I definitely encourage you to check them out. The other thing that I wanted to share, like I said, was the Kickstarter for Mark Millar dropped today. And if you're a big Mark Millar fan like I am, you definitely want to check this out because it looks absolutely phenomenal. I've already backed it. It's called Conquered. And it's going to be a 4-part series. He actually wrote this and submitted it to DC Comics when he was 13 years old. It did get obviously rejected at that time. So we'll kind of dig in a little bit of this. Like I said, I'm trying to get Mark back on the program so that we could talk into more detail, but already has 340 backers and it launched today, which is pretty cool. Right now they have a $41 edition of the graphic novel, and it does come with autographs from Mark Millar and Valerio Giangiordano. If you don't know, Mark Millar does not attend Comic Cons, almost never. Very few. If he does, it's in the UK or in Scotland where he lives. Actually, he lives in London now, but he's from Scotland. So to get his autograph is not the easiest of tasks. So for $41, you're getting the first volume, which I believe is 65 pages, and you're getting an autograph from Mark, and then obviously the nemesis, amazing artist, Valerio Giangiordano. So you could check that out too. But this looks pretty dope, to be quite honest. There was a quote that he had that he was talking about. It's like Game of Thrones. Yeah. Oh, here it is right here. The signed Conquered graphic novel. So 30 pounds, which is about $41. So it comes with a book plate that's signed by Mark and Valerio. This is the one I did because I would love to have his autograph. I have so many of his. I think I have just about every comic, at least on the indie side, that he's ever created. But I do not. I think I have one. I can't remember what issue it is, autographed by him, but I would love to have his autograph. I need to go through my comics, by the way, to see. They have a signed hardcover, which is probably about $55 in US dollars. This is all in pounds. But yeah, this looks pretty dope, man. You can see all kinds of stretch goals too. His last Kickstarter that he did, they did a little over $100,000, I believe. So, you know, if you want to get in on some of these Kickstarters, I would jump I would jump on this Kickstarter because the stretch goals are going to be met on this. I mean, Mark is just too popular not to, but it comes with all kinds of cool stuff. Here's that nameplate right in the middle right here, which I'm really excited about because I would like to have his and Valerio's autograph. There's all kinds of collector's cards and stickers and all kinds of stuff. So I'm really excited about this one. I do love his writing. He is one of my favorite writers. So yeah, very cool stuff coming out from Mark Millar. This was actually released today. He had been teasing it all week about the announcement, and today was the day that it was announced. So if you're not following it's Mr. Mark Millar on X, I would. He posts a lot of stuff. He's very active on X, and it's a lot of fun to read his stuff. All positive, just such an elder statesman in the comic book industry. And then, of course, he has his own podcast, Miller Time, where he interviews some of the greatest comic book writers and artists in the history of comics. So if you're not checking that out, you should. But yeah, this thing looks pretty dope. Let's see if I could play this and what it sounds like.
The lights went out. The power went down. And then they made their move. A hole in space as big as the world opened up. And nobody could save us from what came through.
Hey folks, Mark Millar here to talk to you about Conquered, our brand new series on Kickstarter. The basic idea, Independence Day meets Game of Thrones. The idea of a portal opening up in the middle of New York City and dragons, barbarians, all these hordes coming in like from a fantasy novel and wiping out America, just taking the country down, and they've got their eyes on the rest of the world. I'd say it's probably the best drawn book I've ever been involved with.
Hi, I'm Valerio Giangiordano and I want to tell you about the biggest project of my career. I've previously worked with Mark Millar on Nemesis Rogues Gallery and with Todd McFarlane on Spawn series, but this is my first huge creator-owned title, and I've been secretly working on this since the beginning of the year. Conquered is an enormous challenge as an artist. The entire world at war with a fantasy world. It's very difficult because I'm creating everything from the ground up. But it's so much fun to draw, and we have got the biggest visual here like you've never seen in a comic book before.
A really weird thing about Conquered is it's actually the very first proposal I ever sent into a comic book company. The artwork is a little bit better than my originals, Lee felt pens. When I was 13 years old, I sent it to Julie Swartz at DC Comics in New York. I got a nice letter back, a rejection letter, but here we are, 40 years later, and it's finally happening.
Conquered is an insane project and I can't wait to have it on my shelves. We are doing this over 4 volumes and the first is available now on Kickstarter.
So it looks pretty dope to me. Like I said, already backed. You should too. But this is another project that looks pretty dope. There's a bunch of really good stuff right now over on Kickstarter. I don't know how often you kind of go over there and just shop around for comic books, but there is some really good stuff that is happening right now. The other one, which only has 7 days left, I thought I'd cover real quick. It's almost done $500,000, which is just insane. But when I show it to you, you'll probably say, yeah, of course it did. So this is J. Scott Campbell. If you're not aware, one of the top artists in the comic book industry. His covers are collected by thousands and thousands of fans. I love his artwork. And when I do see a cover, I'm not a big cover. I shouldn't say that. I do like certain covers, and I will buy extra covers if it's the right artist, but I don't tend to buy more than one cover. I'll buy the cover that I like the best if it's available. I don't spend a whole lot on covers unless it's something super unique, like King Spawn 50th issue. I know there'll be some Todd covers. You know, I will pay a little extra for that just because I'm a big Todd fan. But anyways, this is pretty dope too. Again, there's only 7 days left to back this project. And this is the Danger Girl Artist Edition from J. Scott Campbell. Let's check out this video.
Hi, I'm J. Scott Campbell, artist and creator of Danger Girl and many other comic book covers I'm sure you've seen. And this campaign is full of all kinds of exclusives, including prints, pins, trading cards, and a whole lot of other surprises. Be sure to back the Danger Girl Artist Edition on Kickstarter.
So yeah, I mean, if you're a big fan of Danger Girl and or J. Scott Campbell, this is the perfect Kickstarter for you to back. You can see what it comes with, all the books. Again, this is being done and driven by Skybound, and Skybound is just crazy, crazy, crazy. What's up, Fabrizio? So yeah, this is actually a pretty dope comic book, especially if you're a Danger Girl fan. But if you just love the way J. Scott Campbell draws females, which I think are the best in all of comics, this is definitely the Kickstarter for you. Check this thing out, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm really excited about this. I will be back, and I'll probably wait till the last day near payday and then grab this one too, because I am a big J. Scott Campbell fan. Here you can see all the collector's cards on here. Got some top secret ones that will be revealed later, lapel pins, and then the book itself. So, yeah. I mean, they get pretty expensive if you want a signature. Obviously, there's all kinds of different things that you could do, but pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. So there's that too. And then one of the other things that I'm really excited about, I'm a big fan of Mark Silvestri. Anything Mark Silvestri has done. I own just about everything from Witchblade and the Darkness. And if you don't know, which I will have Mark on hopefully at the end of this month, I'm working with him right now to find time with New York Comic Con. We got to wait till after that. But check this out. The legendary Mark Silvestri will relaunch his iconic The Darkness series this December. So this is going to be amazing. He will be writing and doing some art, but will not be doing interiors. But this cover, as you could tell, in his little symbol right here with his signature, you could see this is definitely a Mark Silvestri cover right here. But if you're a big fan of The Darkness, get ready because it is coming back. As you know, they relaunched Witchblade, which is going strong. I think they're on issue 18 right now. But The Darkness is my favorite out of the two. I love both, but The Darkness is definitely one of my favorites. So I cannot wait to dig in. If he does what he has done with Witchblade, it'll be very familiar to long-term fans, no major changes, but it will be easy for people who have never read the first series or read the series before to jump right in. So he's going to make it simple for people to get in, but unique enough to where long-term fans will still be able to enjoy it. So the pencils will be done by Vanessa with inks from Matt Banning, Sal Regla, and John Livesey, and colors by Era Prianto, and letters by Troy Pettery. So just, it looks pretty dope, man. I cannot wait for a new series of The Darkness to come out. I don't know if you all are Darkness fans, but I absolutely love it. You could see Silvestri has a few covers that he has done. There's obviously going to be a bunch of covers because of his art. And here is a gallery of some of that stuff. So here is cover A right here. Of course, they'll have the version, all that good stuff. Here's another cover right here. I believe this is C. This one right here, D. Of course, they'll have a blank cover for all of you aspiring. They'll have a virgin version as well. A virgin version. Say that 3 times fast. But yeah, I mean, and then you could see some of the inks and then some of the interiors as well. So I'm really excited about this. Cannot wait to have Mark on. Like I said, I'm working through that right now, trying to find the right time. But let's go, man. I'm all in for this and really excited about it. Also, did all of you pick up let's look it up real quick right here. We'll go to Skybound. Actually, we'll just stay here on one of probably the most beautiful. Bear with me here. All right. Let me know if you all picked up Skinbreaker from Skybound 2, Robert Kirkman. Bear with me here. This might be one of the most beautifully drawn comic books I've read. I don't know when the last time I saw something this beautiful, but it is absolutely fantastic. David Finch is just another level of an artist. I mean, look at this cover. The detail that went into this. I tried to get Robert and David on. I've been trying to get Robert on for 2 years. So I'm still trying. One day, but I would love to get Robert and David on just to talk through this. David had been working on this for about 7 years. And when you go into the interiors, you will see why. I'm actually going to be collecting the headshots of each cover. So I have this one for each of the characters. I love these covers when they do that. Robert Kirkman has done that. He's done it with G.I. Joe, Transformers. Absolutely love it. But let's see if we can't find, I don't know if there's an interior. Yeah, look at this interior work here. Just the detail. Look at all the leaves, and it's just insane. And I thought it was going to be more like a Conan the Barbarian style of a comic book, and it was not. But still as amazing, don't get me wrong. I just thought it was going to go in that direction, and it didn't, which I was glad, right? Because it exceeded my expectations, the storyline, and it's going to have a lot of depth to the story, I believe. But this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. It is gorgeous, man. David Finch is just, like, there's levels to things, right? And he's at the top, I think, when it comes to art. Just his inks are just insane. The details are just insane. Incredible, man. So one of my most, I think, excited to read comic books of last week. The other one is To Escape. This thing is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't read this yet, I actually went to Giant Generator website, Rick Remender's website, and I actually purchased for $20, man. It is an exclusive Giant Generator cover, and it was signed by Rick, so I had to pick that up. But man, if you love old war stories, you're going to absolutely love this. It takes place in World War II. Of course, all the characters are animals, but the stories are just incredible. You know, both my grandparents were in World War II, and I remember sitting, not with my grandfather on my mom's side, but my grandfather on my dad's side would talk about it, and I would love to just sit there and listen to his war stories. It was just incredible to hear. But yeah, look at that interior too. Interior art is awesome. So absolutely phenomenal stuff, man. Another comic you should be buying, Daniel Acuna, just absolutely killed it. Yeah, I agree with you, Fabrizio. I mean, he's been such a good artist for so long, but I do think this might be his best stuff he's ever done. It's just phenomenal, man. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So that one was a lot of fun to read. I feel like as far as all my favorite stuff to read, man, it's all Image Comics, right? Ghost Machine. I don't know if you're reading Hornsby and Halo, but Ghost Machine is just killing it. Hyde Street is one of my favorites. Rook Exodus is number one, Geiger, and then Hyde Street for me. But Hyde Street is crazy good, and the art is insane. Yeah, that's something you definitely should be reading. I have not read I, Tyrant, so let me know if you've read that. I've heard good things. Gehenna I have not read yet either, but I'm all over G.I. Joe. I absolutely love it, to be honest. The new compendium just dropped, it looks like. We get Gunslinger 47, so we're getting really close to that issue 50. In fact, I think today or tomorrow is the last day to be able to order your covers for that. Rook Exodus. Look at this, man. So next week, we start Rook Exodus. This is probably one of the best indie comics from the last year. Jason Fabok is, again, he's at that level. There's levels of things, and he's at the top of everything he does. I've had him on the podcast before, so go check it out. One of the most kindest, most gentle men I've ever met. I love talking to him, and he is just so skilled. But the art in this comic book is so detailed that he has had to kind of pace himself because of the details and everything that he's doing. We're going to get new characters in Rook Exodus. Here he is right here. I cannot wait to jump into this. And then Jeff Johns is one of my favorite writers of all time. He's up there with the Mark Millers of the world, the Chuck Dixons of the world, Scott Snyder I love. There's a bunch of writers that I actually love, so I better stop naming them or I'll miss somebody. Philip Kennedy Johnson. I absolutely love his writing. Jeremy Adams. A lot of good writers out there. But yeah, I cannot wait for this. Oh, check it out. Let's look at some of these covers. Here's issue 8. That looks pretty dope. All the different covers. There's issue 9. I think that's all it's going to show us for now. I wonder who that cover's by. Oh, that looks dope. That looks dope. Oh, Derek. I love Derek Kirkham, man. Another, if you had not read The Last Mermaid, I'm telling you right now, it's not what you think. This title was absolutely phenomenal, man. Starts off, you're like, oh, this is like a Disney style. And then by issue 3, things go terribly different than what you're thinking. In fact, I had him on the podcast and we were talking, and he said that he got some complaints because people thought it was like a kid's book. And he's like, I never said that. But yeah, another amazing writer and just a good person. I've got to meet him at C2E2. Just a great dude, man. Great dude. But yeah, some really cool covers. Here's Brad Anderson, who I love as well. Had him on the podcast. The whole team from Ghost Machine is just super, super cool. What else? Oh, Rockefellers has been a lot of fun, and it's gotten crazy too. I'm enjoying. I'm a big Spawn guy, so everything Spawn I'm reading. Rat City. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. So, anyways, I just want to. Hey, what's up, Greta? Yeah. So, anyways, I just thought I would go through some Kickstarters. If you know any other Kickstarters I should be highlighting, please let me know. I do try to go through Kickstarter every once in a while and just check out things, just because I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Scott's. Oh, here we go. So if you don't know Rini, a fantastic artist. I've already backed issue 3, but she's doing another backing with a new cover. Check out this title. This is a lot of fun. If you like fantasy, you're going to absolutely love this. She's such a good artist and writer. So she does the writing. She does the art. This cover is not done by her. I know she had mentioned that there was a new cover. I backed it on Indiegogo because that was where it was at last time. So I already have. Yeah, Greta, put the link down here. Absolutely. I already have purchased issue 3, but she went from Indiegogo. Now she's on Kickstarter, kind of like last chance for people who missed the Indiegogo. Here is Rini. If you're not following her on YouTube, you should. She does a lot. Like if you're into art and you want to learn more about art, that would be great. Pretty cool. Good stuff right here. She's phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. Really good stuff there. Let's see what else. Just looking up a couple more items to kind of show maybe. Let's see here. But anyways, that a lot of really good stuff, and had a really good time. Like I said, get over to Iron Age comic books. I think you're going to really like it. It's absolutely phenomenal. They just do such a good job, and it looks like they have the haunted box coming out a little bit later this year. I think in the middle of October, it'll be a retailer edition, so check it out. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you had a great night, and I will talk soon. As soon as I get John back on, I will let you know. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.